Delonte West's story is one of the most heartbreaking in sports history.
I'm not the leader all the game.
Here's a guy who played 9 seasons in the NBA.
West with three. He got it! Delonte West with a big shot.
Earned over $16 million. And yet, today, he's struggling on the streets. This isn't just about money mismanagement. It's a painful journey shaped by mental health battles, addiction, and the harsh reality many players face after the spotlight fades. This video's filled with untold stories from the Wild West. Subscribe for more hidden tales from the world of sports. Early ages. Let's rewind. Delonte grew up in Maryland, where basketball was everything. At Eleanor Roosevelt High School, he was a star. Then, at St. Joseph's University, he formed one of the most lethal backcourts in college hoops with Jameer Nelson, who went on to win the biggest college awards. His struggles didn't just pop up overnight. Growing up, West described his childhood as happy poor. He moved between relatives, never really settling down. And as a teenager, things got even darker. He openly talked about abusing drugs, hurting himself, and spending time in children's hospitals. Those early battles with mental health and addiction set the stage for what was to come. The NBA came calling in 2004 when Boston picked him. Over his whole career, he played for 4 teams, averaging about 9.7 points and 3.6 assists a night. Not superstar numbers, but solid and reliable. His best years were with Cleveland, playing alongside LeBron James. In 2008-09, West averaged nearly 12 points a game, hitting close to 40% from deep. He was an important piece of a high-profile team. But behind the stats and highlights, things were unraveling. This is the story of how someone who reached those heights ended up homeless. And it's a reminder of how fragile life can be, even for those who look like they have it all. The warning signs. Back in 2008, things took a serious turn for West. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. At first, he accepted it, but soon after, he started doubting the diagnosis. He said maybe it was just temporary depression mixed with the huge pressure of playing pro basketball. This back and forth about his mental health wasn't just a one-time thing. It followed him like a shadow throughout his life. Then, the moment everything exploded into public view happened on September 17, 2009. West was stopped by police while riding a 3-wheeled motorcycle. What was supposed to be a simple traffic stop turned into a shocking headline. Cops found him carrying multiple guns, a 9mm pistol tucked in his waistband, a .357 Magnum strapped to his leg, and a shotgun hidden in a guitar case on his back. When asked why, West said he was moving the guns because his mom told him his cousin's kids had found them in a closet at home. On paper, that might sound like a reasonable explanation. However, it raised significant concerns about his mental state and the decisions he was making. He ended up pleading guilty to the charges. The court sentenced him to electronic monitoring, unsupervised probation, 40 hours of community service, and psychological counseling. But the damage was done. This incident showed just how tangled West's mental health and legal troubles had become, a foreshadowing of the struggles that eventually led him to lose everything. After the infamous weapons incident, things started slipping fast for Delonte West. Just a year earlier, he was a key piece for the Cavaliers, helping LeBron chase a title. But by the 2009-10 season, he was barely averaging 8 points, mostly coming off the bench. In the playoffs, he didn't look like himself. His minutes were down. His impact was minimal, and the Celtics eliminated the Cavs. From there, it only got worse. He had a short return to Boston, but the numbers weren't there. Just 5.6 points a game. Then came Dallas. One last shot, one last roster spot. He played 44 games for the Mavericks in 2011-12, putting up 9.6 points a night. But let's be real, the writing was on the wall. The NBA door was closing. So West looked overseas, China. He signed with teams like Fujian and Shanghai, and for a moment, it looked like maybe, just maybe, he had something left. But behind the stats, the issues ran deeper. Delonte West was battling more than just opponents. He was facing cultural shock, isolation, and long-standing mental health struggles. And none of that disappears just because you're on the court. In China, far from home, those struggles only echoed louder. Retirement's tough for many athletes, but for Delonte West, it was devastating. Despite earning around $16 million during his NBA career, enough to ensure a comfortable life, the reality turned out far bleaker. And that's how Delonte West, a former first-round pick, a playoff starter, a millionaire, became a homeless man. Everyone tried to save him, but it wasn't that simple. His teammates, his coaches, even NBA owners, they tried to save him. Behind the scenes, there were constant efforts to pull West back from the edge. Not just money thrown his way, but real attempts. Phone calls, offers for rehab, support systems were laid out for him. But mental illness doesn't work like a broken leg. You can't just fix it with treatment and move on. If the person struggling isn't ready or isn't in a place to receive help, it doesn't matter how many hands are reaching out. They can't pull you out if you're not ready to climb. Even Jameer Nelson, West's college teammate from St. Joseph's, spoke with The Athletic and shared how many people were in Delonte's corner. Plenty of people have reached out to him and tried to help him. But the pain of watching someone unravel is heavy, especially when you know the version of them before it all fell apart. And it wasn't just teammates. In 2020, Delonte was spotted begging for money in Dallas. That's when Mark Cuban, billionaire owner of the Mavericks, stepped in himself. He picked West up off the street, paid for his rehab, gave him a place to stay, got him a job. There was real hope that West had finally turned a corner. But just 2 years later, on July 22nd, he was seen again, outside a 7-Eleven in Virginia, asking strangers for spare change. Cuban's response? Honest and heartbreaking. I thought I could help, and I tried. I did. We all did. It's just, you just feel hopeless. That word hits hard. The pain of being forgotten after the NBA. Because Delonte West isn't just a name in a headline, he's someone who once played alongside LeBron James. Someone who once had a role in the NBA's biggest moments. And now he sleeps wherever there's pavement. And yet, this isn't just about one man. West's story exposes something darker. Something that still haunts many retired players who never got that massive contract or global fame. Unlike superstars who could flip their name into business empires, role players like West often fade out quietly. No farewell tour, no next chapter, just silence. He last played in the NBA in 2012. He had a short stint in China, and then slowly, the noise around him disappeared until the headlines weren't about buzzer beaters or playoff games. They were about addiction and homelessness. Today, the NBA has better mental health programs, financial literacy efforts, and post-retirement help. But for Delonte West, that help came too late. And that's why his story matters. Not just because he was an NBA player, but because it shows what can happen when the world moves on and someone's still fighting demons alone. How does someone go from NBA stardom to homelessness? Thanks for watching this deeply moving story about Delonte West. A reminder that behind every athlete's highlight reel, there could be a real human struggle. If you found this video eye-opening, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more untold stories from the world of sports. What do you think the NBA and society could do better to support players like West after their careers end? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters. Until next time, take care and remember, everyone has a story worth hearing.